7 Historical facts that they don't teach you at school. 1. The Romans also went to the dentist. Several centuries ago, the smile was important, or at least, chewing was. The ancient Romans were able to build rudimentary bridges that allowed them to recover dental functions with a rather painful technique. The false teeth were made of bone or ivory and held together by gold threads. 2. The paintings of Adolf Hitler. Not everyone knows that, in addition to being the greatest dictator in history, Hitler had a hobby of drawing and painting and was active in this sense from 1904 to 1914. Unfortunately, his artistic aspirations were short-lived, as he was rejected 2 times at the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. After the Second World War, the paintings sold for tens of thousands of dollars. 3. The Trojan horse was a ship. The Trojan horse was not a horse whose belly hid Ulysses and the Greek soldiers. The naval archaeologist Francesca Tiboni, Ph.D. at the University of Marseille, after careful studies, has ascertained that it was much more likely a Phoenician boat, precisely with an equine head, called for this characteristic hippos, actually the same term used in Greek for real horses. Hence the misunderstanding that from century to century has created a real legend. Virgil himself would have translated the texts into Greek, falling into the gross error. 4. The Nazi uniforms of Hugo Boss. It cannot be said that elegance was not thought of among the German ranks. It seems that the Nazi uniforms bore the Hugo Boss brand, 1934 collection. 5. In 1952, Albert Einstein declined an offer to become the second president of the State of Israel. In 1952, Albert Einstein could have become president of Israel when the first president, Einstein's friend Chaim Weizmann, asked the scientist to replace him. Weizmann had been president since February 17, 1949, but by 1952, Weizmann was in frail health. Einstein, a naturalized American citizen, was a known supporter of Zionism and a believer in the importance of cooperation between Jews and Arabs. So Weizmann approached the man he regarded as a sensei negation greatest Jew alive and asked him to take over the reins of the fledgling Israeli state. However, despite being deeply moved by Weizmann's offer and the assurance that being president would not interfere with his scientific work, Einstein turned the presidency down. 6. Argentavis, the biggest bird ever, the ancestor of condors and vultures, had a wingspan of about 7 meters, like a 2-level house. Argentavis is the largest flyer ever discovered. This extinct bird, whose name means magnificent Argentine bird, lived at the end of the Miocene, 6 million years ago, in Central and South America. Several fossils have been found in this very country. 7. Ancient Egyptians don't seem to have used pillows to sleep. While pyramids, mummies and the River Nile may be hot topics in Egyptian history, the sleeping habits of the ancient Egyptians don't seem to feature much in classrooms, probably because it is taken for granted they weren't much different from our own. However, while archaeologists have discovered one 4,000-year-old, wax-covered linen pillow, pictures and hieroglyphs suggest that most Egyptians slept resting their heads on uncomfortable-looking headrests. Egyptians made the headrests from wood, ivory or even marble, and consisted of a curved upper section supported by a high base, often carved with the names of their owners. Depictions of the headrests give no sign of any padding.